Thanks for the support as a channel member, Matt Dale. Well, without all that pesky European football taking up all our time and resources, we're cruising along quite nicely in the Premier League. Maybe this could be our year. Hello and welcome to part 130 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we're away against Liverpool and at home against Brighton, both in the Premier League. Since you were last with me, this is what we've been getting up to. Reasonably good form, which is nice. The only game we've lost this season, actually, is against Burnley, who, as you can see, Burnley are top of the Premier League. I don't really know what's gone on with Burnley. They're rich. They're a Champions League club. I guess they've just been hovering around the top half of the Premier League for the best part of the last 10 years. 11th, 8th, 7th, 10th, 9th, 10th, 5th, 10th, 8th, 3rd. They're also hoping it's going to be their year, and they've been hanging around at this level for much longer than we have. They've been spending they're also spending. Not as much as we are, but they're doing spending as well. So Burnley are the team we need to keep an eye on. There's a new guard taking over the Premier League, and it's us and Burnley. And on that note, we need to go and beat some of the old guard. We're away against Liverpool, home against Brighton. As you can see, we have beaten a lot of the old guard already this year. Well, we beat Manchester United. We drew against Arsenal. But then we did beat Derby and Reading. And excitingly, it's like the band are back together here at Bourne. Christian Gomez is the top scorer in the Premier League again. Jointly with this guy, who at 26 years old, has decided to start being any good after a fairly mediocre career. I guess, to be fair, he wasn't too bad last year. But this is an absurd upturn in fortunes. I'd be sending the test kits round if I was in a position of authority based on that increase in performance at 26 years old. But I'm not throwing any accusations around. You're throwing accusations around. But Cernajacki's playing well as well. In fact, the whole team is just looking like a good team again. And hopefully we'll continue that today against Liverpool. And this is the team we're putting out there for that game. We've got Paqueta in goal, a back four of Guiladucci, Da Silva, Diaz and Arango, Sarmiento and Steinman in midfield, Cook, Ricardo and Cernajacki supporting Gomez up front. In Lee Cook news as well, we were already excited about Cernajacki coming back seemingly unscathed from his long-term injury. Cook, of course, had the double injuries last year, broke his foot and then broke his ankle. But he's since gone to make his England debut, score on his debut, age 20, and is back increasing everything again. So it seems, and I am touching wood here, but it seems like both of our wonder kid youngsters, or Cernajacki's long past wonder kid, but both of our youngsters who we thought we might have broken permanently last year, touch wood, might be okay long term. There might not be any lasting effects. Lee Cook isn't even showing us having a recurring injury in that area, even though the foot and the ankle were both on the same leg and broken at the same time. And you think that kind of double injury to two relatively close together bones would be problematic for the future. But he seems, and it was his kicking foot as well, similar to Cernajacki. They're both left-footed, both damaged their left feet, but they seem to be okay. Long may it continue, because with them two in the team both playing well, and with the additions of Guiladucci and Steinman, we are really, and Paqueta, I guess, needs a little bit of credit as well. We're looking good. We're looking as good as we've ever looked. We just need to keep that form going now and try and really push upwards in this table. Obviously, Liverpool are the only old guard team above us at the moment, so this is a massively important game for one of us to go and start chasing Burnley, although it looks like Burnley were losing against Wolves, but then Wolves have missed a penalty and Burnley have just steamrolled over them and gone 2-1 up, because they seem to be some kind of irresistible force at the moment. I genuinely don't get what's gone on at Burnley this year. It's not like they went out and brought in... They spent their entire summer spending was the same as we spent on Steinman. It's almost as if they might have a better manager than we do, but I refuse to acknowledge that. Right, I'm not doing the underdog team talk, which is rare for me in situations like this. But I'm not sure we are an underdog against Liverpool anymore. Maybe away from home we are. But if we've got genuine aspirations of winning the Premier League, we maybe have to stop playing the underdog. And I'm not going to say that's what's cost us, but As I'm saying that sentence, Liverpool score. And they score a Bourne goal as well. It's from a set piece. This is our wheelhouse. And they've... well, more. Let's demand more. Come on. We need to drag ourselves back into this game. A draw would be okay. A defeat does start to open up a bit of a gap between us and Burnley. Although Burnley, I'm not expecting Burnley to continue and just go on and win the league the way they are. I think Burnley are going to be another one of those teams who start well and start to drop off the pace. So it's really Liverpool that we're aiming for to catch. And obviously that means not losing against Liverpool, ideally. Right, Gomez is not having a good game, so Juninho can come on for him. Ricardo also not having a good game. You know what? Gervin can come on for him, and we're going to go to a 4-2-4. We'll stick them both up. And in fact, I've just noticed what's going on with Jackie. What is happening here? Forget that. We need to get Jackie off and protect him. I'm just always going to be afraid now with Jackie. Can we stick Ricardo out there? We can, and then we can still go to these two up front. And he can be complete forward. And we can go attacking. And try and make the breakthrough this way. Let's have 10 minutes of passion as well. Let's go grab a goal. The two youngsters up front, Gervin and Juninho. We've taken off our two stars that I was talking about so positively before the game. Gomez and Jackie, both now not involved. That's probably going to be a problem. We don't really have another attacking option to bring on. I mean, even our midfielders, it's Oakway and Mira. I guess what we could do is bring one of them on for Steinman to push Sarmiento further forward. But bringing either of them on for Sarmiento is really a defensive change. So I think what we do is we take off Steinman, bring on Mira, and just tell Sarmiento to get a little bit more involved, a little bit further forward as an advanced playmaker. So we've now taken off what you could argue is our three best players in an attempt to catch Liverpool. If this works, I'm a genius. If it doesn't, what might have happened if we'd have kept the three best players on the pitch? We're still fourth. We're still in the Champions League spot. That's the important thing. There you go. Now we'll go back to... We were the underdogs. Don't worry. I forgot to tell you before. We were the underdogs. Let's go beat Brighton. So just one change for the Brighton game. Then Diaz is suspended. So Pereira comes in to play at centre-back for us. It's actually going to be his Premier League debut. He has played in a couple of the league games that we've played so far, and also played 2 games for Brazil this season. So it's the Brazilian centre-back partnership of Da Silva and Pereira. Does Paqueta play for Brazil as well? He doesn't. I think Mizinho does, actually. No, he doesn't either. So Da Silva and Pereira, they both played for Brazil this year. They haven't. So weirdly, Pereira has played twice for Brazil this season. Da Silva hasn't played at all this season. So Pereira is considered better than Da Silva, I guess, internationally. So let's have a look at him and how he fares in a Premier League game. I don't expect him to push either Da Silva or Diaz out of the team anytime soon, but it's certainly nice to have options back there. And that's definitely what Pereira gives us. And of course, we've got young English wonder kid centre-back Nixon Burke down on the bench as well, who can play centre-back or central midfield. And I imagine long-term he becomes our starting centre-back alongside probably not Da Silva, because Da Silva will probably be gone. There's Christian Gomez, 8th goal of the season from a set piece, and it's just a tidy little finish from Gomez. Jackie to Gomez. We're used to seeing it. I mean, it's the most common goal probably in the history of Bourne Town Football Club. Jackie to Gomez. They go together so beautifully. One is not as good without the other at any point. They need each other to thrive, and thrive they shall, because they've just combined for the first goal of this game. Gilarducci now to Da Silva from the throw, and Da Silva and Sarmiento just knocking it back and forth between each other until Da Silva gets fed up and finds Pereira. Steinman sprays it out to Jackie, who's got space to run into here, flies past one man and another and has the shot, and he doesn't quite get hold of it properly. Interestingly, it looks like Burnley are losing currently at home to Birmingham. Liverpool are not playing currently. So as it stands, despite the defeat to Liverpool in the last match, we could end the episode 1 point off the top of the league in 3rd place, which would be huge. Of course, the only two games we've lost in the Premier League this year are away games against the 2 teams that are above us. So we are having a good season. Bourne are back. What an effort from Cook. That free kick, the highlights started as he was connecting with the free kick. We had no time to get ready for that, but it really did test the keeper. And now a corner from Cernajacki as the follow-up. It ends up with Ricardo, who plays it back in, looking for Steinman. Sarmiento's there to try and collect as well, but couldn't get a hold of it. We've scored more goals than anyone else in the Premier League this year. We're like I say, we're back. Bourne are back. And a lot of it, I think, is to do with having Cernajacki and Gomez reunited in the team as nailed-on starters. Lots of chaos in the penalty area there. The ball eventually comes clear to Giladucci, who I guess didn't do very much with it because the highlight just stopped. We didn't even get to see how it was resolved. 55 minutes gone. I'd like a second goal. Being 1-0 up against any team in the Premier League, you never feel completely secure. Arango plays it forward to Gomez, back to Cernajacki again. Arango's continued his run on the overlap. He's got Cernajacki in space and finds him. Cernajacki tries for the cross. It ends up bobbling back to Arango, who crosses for Gomez. And the effort from Gomez is just over. It was because it was a cross from Arango rather than for Cernajacki. It's just not the same for Gomez. Brighton are accumulating some yellow cards, particularly in their defence. So if we just continue running at them, you've got, I think, there's a red card in the future of one of these defenders. How's Cernajacki's fitness? Still struggling. So let's get him off again. Bellico is back, fit enough to come on now. So Bellico can just come straight on for him in midfield. Steinman can come off for Mira and allow us to release Sarmiento a little bit again, similar to what we tried to do against Liverpool. And I guess we just need to keep a little eye on Cook as well, who's having his first real run in the team since recovering from his own injuries. So we probably do need to monitor that situation as well. And with Gervin and Janino on the bench, it's fairly straightforward to be able to just bring one of those on when the situation demands it and just rest our youngsters. Gervin is there, and there's his second goal of the season. Immediate goal from the substitute. He'd been on the pitch 20 seconds and managed to tuck that goal away. Lovely stuff from Gervin. It's the free kick from Bellico. All the substitutions combining. Pereira picking up the assist with the header across goal. And there's Gervin to tuck it away. And it's 2-0, 10 minutes to go. And that should be job done. Birmingham still 1-0 up against Burnley, which, in fact, Tottenham have just jumped above us. So they've gone ahead against Stoke. League position doesn't really matter. The thing that matters is that we're 1 point off the top of the league, 10 games in, and looking good. If we have a look at that league table, just for your confirmation, yes, we're fourth, but we're one of 4 teams that actually look like they're in a title race, and Gomez is on course for a fourth. Would it be his 4th consecutive Golden Boot? That can't be right. Have we been in the Premier League that long now? So he's looking for his 4th one. Why they'd have got Doherty as the top one? He's level on points for Gomez, level on goals with Gomez. Gomez is the man in possession. He keeps the Golden Boot. So surely the onus is on Doherty to score more goals than him, to displace him. I'll be putting in a full complaint if they end level on goals at the end of the season and Gomez doesn't get awarded it. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.